Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the BFS Fishing channel. And in this video, we've got another unboxing. That's right, this just came in and we're gonna go ahead and unbox it and we're gonna do a little bit of talking about what's inside. So let's get this open and let's just get right into it. All right guys, so as you can see here, as the label says, this is the all new Loongze B51 Air DBC 1.0. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about what that 1.0 means in a second, and we're going to go over a couple of specifications, but I'm really anxious to go ahead and open this up. So let's do that right now. Once again, it comes in a very nice box or carrying case, just like the B100 did, the B100 Air Lite. And just gonna look really quickly. It looks like there's a little manual in Chinese. You get a QC card and a little bit of an informational breakdown, but that's not what we want to look at. We want to look at this right here. All right. Okay. So unfortunately, I can't do a size comparison because I've actually sold off the B100 Air Lite, DBC, and non-DBC versions. But I will say that this looks and holds much smaller just off the bat. I mean, even the side plate itself is tiny. This is a very small reel. Much smaller than the Daiwa Millionaire and much smaller than the Shimano Calcutta Conquest BFS. Okay, let's go over some specs for this reel. So as I said, this is the B51, 51 meaning the left-handed version. This is the B51 DBC 1.0. And what does 1.0 mean? It means that it does not have Bluetooth. As you can see here, there is a little mechanical dial that you can turn back and forth to adjust the brake strength, and we'll go into that a little bit more in detail. Loongze is developing a new naming structure, so the 2.0 reels, or 2 reels, are going to be Bluetooth models. So what's out for right now for the B100 DBC, that's considered a 2.0 model with Bluetooth. There's going to also be a 3.0 model that's going to be coming out for the different sizes that is going to have a gyroscope, apparently. Now, I don't know what tools they'll be using or what tools they'll have to kind of take advantage of the gyroscope, but it'll be interesting to see what they've got. Okay, so the other big piece of information is that they're actually changing the price, apparently, on their B51, B50 DBC 1.0 reels, as well as the upcoming BFS, which is the analog version of all of these reels. So this 1.0 is not going to be $339, I believe, as it says on their website right now, but it's going to be coming in at $249, which is much cheaper than the $339 that they had originally decided on. The analog BFS model is going to be $269. So those are the prices for the B51 Air Lite. And let's go over some specs, and then we can kind of delve into what the reel looks like in a little bit closer basis. So the lure weight range, the claimed lure weight range, is going to be 0.8 grams all the way up to 10 grams. They're saying that at least the 2.0 version weighs 137 grams. That's the all-up weight, and we'll get a confirmation of that. The gear ratio is going to be a 7.1 to 1 gear ratio, which gives you approximately about 60 centimeters per turn or 24 inches per turn. We'll do a calculation for that and make sure that that's actually true, because usually the manufacturer reported is the quote-unquote fastest IPT or CMPT. They say that this has a 30 millimeter spool and it can hold about 120 meters of 0.6 go line. And the drag rating on this is supposed to be 4 kilograms. So let's go ahead and do the sounds first. So here is the drag clicker sound. Here is the spool tension sound. So the spool tension does feel very tight and is a little bit muted, which is okay. And the star drag sound. So the star drag feels a little bit loose on this model. It's not terrible. I do like that this looks like a very similar star drag to what Gomexus makes. The spool tension is nice and tight, which is great to see. Again, I'm not a fan of these pencil knob style handle knobs, but the carbon fiber handle is quite strong. Again, this reel is tiny in hand. I mean, I can pretty much palm the entire thing, which is pretty nuts. Okay, let's get some weights. So we'll go ahead and turn on our scale. All right, zero it out. Go ahead and tare it. And the entire reel comes in at 141.75. I think they were saying that this is supposed to be 137. So it's a little bit off, and it's most likely because they've got this different kind of side plate here. Let's go ahead and get a spool weight after opening it up. And this is what the DC or DBC module looks like. This one's going to be a little bit simpler, and we'll talk about the reason why. But here is the spool itself, and we'll get an all-up weight on the spool. And comes in at 7.03 grams. And let's get some measurements. So we'll do the spool diameter. And the spool diameter, outer diameter is actually 28 millimeters and not 30 millimeters, which is kind of odd. And the width, it looks like 23.16. The inner width looks to be 19.03 millimeters. The inner diameter is going to be 21.78, so about 22 millimeters. So they've got about a 6 millimeter difference between inner and outer diameters on the spool itself. So interesting to see that it's actually a 28 millimeter spool. I thought that they had reported that it was a 30 millimeter spool. Okay, so let's talk about the brakes and why these are different. The first thing is that it does not have Bluetooth. So one of the downsides that I thought was also a strength of the 100 DBC was the implementation of their Bluetooth. Now they're using a really low energy Bluetooth on that, and so every time you want to make a change to the setting, you have to go into the app, you have to search for the reel, turn on the Bluetooth, make the connection, and then you can start making the changes to the settings. Not to mention, the app is actually a mini app within WeChat. So you have to go into one app called WeChat, which is a chat client app, and then you have to find your mini app within that app. Very odd. But for this model, you don't have to do that. The only thing you have to do is go to the M, and then you cast once, and then it should switch to the two different modes. And the two different modes that you've got on this one are going to be the practice or beginner mode, which I'm not really sure why they included that, because I don't think anybody is really going to be using that. And then the other mode, which is the long casting or master mode, if you want to compare it to what's on the 2.0 model. But yeah, I'm not sure, what makes it turn on, quote unquote. But from my understanding, this particular model will not need any charging, which is different to the B100, which B100 DBC, which does need an accompanying charger just in case. But yeah, so I'm very, very anxious to take this out and get a chance to use it. And I want to give you guys a little bit more of a close-up look. Machining looks to be very similar, if not almost identical to what you see on the B100 Airlight. They're calling this the B51 Air HG. Do I like the carbon fiber handle? Yeah, I don't think that's such a huge deal. It would have been nicer to see an aluminum handle for this, and then some nicer knobs. I will say that they're shimmed extremely well, and it does not feel like there's just the tiniest bit of play in and out along the handle shaft, the main gear shaft. The reel does feel extremely smooth, but yeah, very, very excited to get this spooled up and get a chance to use it. It is so small. Let me get a conventional reel to compare it to. So here is a conventional reel. This is the Purler Silver Feather made by DMK, and you can see how small. This is also a very, very small, compact, low-profile reel, but you can see how small the B51 is compared to the Silver Feather, which is kind of crazy that, you know, these are almost comparable in size. The weights are going to be a little bit different. This is definitely, you know, all aluminum with the exception to the handle. But the fact that they were able to get a round reel to be this tiny is pretty nuts. Pretty crazy. Pretty awesome to see, actually. Anyways, if you guys have any questions about the reel itself, or if you have any questions about all of this, then please go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section down below. If you like the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. It really helps the channel grow. And with that being said, can't wait to take this out on the water and give you guys a short-term review in the near future. Also, stay tuned for the KastKing giveaway. I will actually be giving away the Kestrel Elite, and I've also decided on giving away the Kestrel BFS, the non-elite versions of the reel. So I'll be giving away 2 different reels. I will open it up to international, and I'll announce the giveaway and share all the rules in the follow-up short-term review video for the Kestrel BFS. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.